Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer took the world by storm. But how much of what you watched was real history, and how much was just Hollywood magic? Let's break it down. The truth, the legends, and the myths behind the man who changed the world forever. First up, who was Oppenheimer really? J. Robert Oppenheimer was a theoretical physicist, brilliant, intense, and a bit of an enigma. People called him the father of the atomic bomb, but he was more than that. In 1942, he became the scientific director of the Manhattan Project, America's top-secret race to build nuclear weapons before Nazi Germany. Imagine this: thousands of the world's sharpest minds, locked away in remote labs like Los Alamos. Some didn't even know what they were working on. The pressure? Unimaginable. The stakes? Literally world-ending. The film nails that sense of tension. The Trinity test in July 1945, the first ever nuclear explosion, was a real turning point. Oppenheimer watched the blast, awestruck and terrified. The movie uses his famous line, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." But here's the twist: he didn't say it at the test itself. That came later, looking back on what he'd unleashed. Let's get real about the fallout, both political and personal. After World War II, Oppenheimer spoke out against building even deadlier bombs. That didn't sit well with the powers that be. During the Red Scare, whispers of communism were everywhere, and Oppenheimer's past connections came back to haunt him. Just like in the film, he lost his security clearance in a public, humiliating hearing. This was no movie drama, this was a real-life tragedy, played out in newspapers and courtrooms for the world to see. What about the film's accuracy? Honestly, Nolan got a lot right. The movie captures the moral chaos and scientific ambition that defined Oppenheimer's life. But it does take shortcuts, squeezing years into minutes, simplifying complicated relationships, and playing up regret that was maybe a bit less dramatic in reality. The truth is, Oppenheimer was a complicated man. Brilliant, flawed, and haunted by what he'd helped create. What's often left out? The impact on real people nearby, the rural communities and Native Americans who lived close to the test sites, the downwinders who suffered radiation exposure. Their story barely made it into the film, but it's part of the real history we can't ignore. So did the bomb change the world? Absolutely. But so did the man behind it, and the thousands who worked in his shadow. If you want more truth behind the movies, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment on what film I should break down next. Thanks for watching.